What's going on, guys? It is Dylan here. Today we'll be going over a ticker symbol analysis on the ticker symbol MVIS microvision. Before we get to the technical analysis, where I think the stock price might go within the next few according days, I just want to let you know that I'm bullish on the company. So with that being to the side, let's get right into the patterns, trends, indicators, and more. So you do see that yesterday when I did make that video around that 1460 range by that support, right? We did get a nice bounce. We did get a nice bounce off that purple line right there, and that red line. Purple being the 50-day moving average, and the 9-day being the red line. Okay, so very clean. I did mention that that was a possibility, as in this big wide bar candle with a little bit of upwards price rejection, we did get the purple line and the red line under us. So I did want to see a candle close, preferably below, maybe even come test that and bounce off to really validate that support. And it does look very nice for right now. We do need to keep an eye to see if that purple and that red line, the 9 and the 50-day moving average, continue to be a act of support. Okay, so with that being to the side, we're going to get into the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. This tracks the momentum of a stock. You do see that it is trending up, so that is very nice. The interest of the stock is continuing to rise. And we are in that 50 to 70 range, which is a very healthy range to trade amongst. So it does look very nice for the indicators. Right, moving averages in the RSI and the MACD is increasing in buying pressure. I did make a video a day and 2 days, and yesterday I did mention the fact that we did enter a golden cross after being on a death cross for around 15 days. So this is very nice. If we can continue the buying pressure in the grand scheme of things, that is very strong, as a lot of buyers don't even step into a stock unless there's a golden cross. So if we can sustain this upwards trajectory on the RSI and increase buying pressure on the MACD, this does look very nice. Okay, so now that the indicators are done, we're going to head over to the 1 hour chart. So you do see that on the 1 hour chart, we did get that very vicious selling frenzy down, right? And then there we consolidated on that 1455 support, where we did form that U-like shape, that cup-like shape. And then from there, it does look like we might come out and potentially play out amongst this until we reach the top and maybe come down and form that handle. That wouldn't be out of the question if we did want to do that, but in the same direction, it does look like we might be forming a handle right now. If I go to the 5-minute, it does look like we have a little bit of a pennant here, but to say the least, it isn't enough candles for me to really be confident and draw that up and say that it's a pennant. But as of right now, we definitely got to keep an eye to see, if we'll make that handle-like shape, right, where we get that gradual consolidation downwards. Even just a consolidation amongst the range, that would be a very nice handle as well. Anything like this with a confirmed breakout to the resistance level would be very nice to a breakout, potentially to that 1649. As you do see that 1649 definitely has been some big resistance. If I go to the 4 hour, you do see that right away that that 1649 we did come up once and test, twice and test over here. And if I go to the hourly candle, it is a lot more clear, but we definitely don't need to do that. I did mention in my last video that I did want the price action to get above that 1530 resistance, as that is a very validated level of support now, as we did get above it. And if I go to the 1 hour, you do see that we did get above it and get a nice bounce off it, where we are just kind of consolidating, end of day trading manner, not a lot of volume, so you don't get a lot of price action around these last candles. But nonetheless, it does look very nice, as we did get above that previous low, as we did come up and set a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we did end the trend right here with this very vicious selling frenzy. So I did want to see the price get above that 1530 to get above that previous low, as then that would be very nice, as then we could potentially continue to get amongst that higher high, higher low trend, which is the definition of stair stepping and the definition of an uptrend. So in the grand scheme of things, if we can do that, that will look very bullish. So I'm going to go to the weekly candles. and just extend that. You do see that on the weekly candles. We have been getting a lot more traction than per usual. Right, we actually do have a bullish engulfing. It isn't the cleanest as it's not a wide bar completely engulfing the body, but nonetheless we do have a bullish engulfing, so that is pretty nice. The RSI is finally getting some love on the weekly. If I just pull that up, you do see that, right away it is snapping up when we have been in a a trend of going lower. Right, the RSI going lower generally does result in a downwards price like movement. Not all the time, but some of the times. So for the RSI, it does look quite nice. And if I do extend that MACD, you do see that the selling pressure, we finally got one bar in the weekly candle that actually reduced the selling pressure from the prior. As every other candle, we have slowly increased in buying pressure. So this could be the potential first hint that we might slowly decrease in that death cross to eventually go into that nice golden cross, orange over the blue. Okay, so that does look very, very nice. If I do go to the 1 hour and just bring down these indicators as we don't need them anymore, MACD, RSI, and volume, you do see that right away that's $16 level. We did get very close to it today, where we did kind of do the same thing. Right, you definitely could argue that there is some resistance at that 1580 as well. That wouldn't be a bad argument, but you did see whenever we got to that 1590, pretty close to that $16 level, where the sellers stepped in pretty aggressively and moved the stock down from that range. Okay, so we do gotta see how we act on that $16 level, as in the past, whenever we close above that level, we can never get a nice bullish confirmation. We can never truly get that confirmation we need, with say a nice big wide bar like this. It doesn't have to be that big, but some bullish momentum confirming either a breakout, and I'll just draw it up, either a breakout and we just don't come back and we just slowly set higher highs and higher lows, or a breakout where we come up, come down, test that $16 level, maybe consolidate for a little bit until eventually we do want to make a move. That would look very, very nice. Either scenario is very, very possible, but we do got to see how we react with that $16 level, as we are coming up on that. We are approaching that. Okay, you do see that on the 1 hour, we did get the golden cross on the 9-day moving average, and the purple line, the 50-day moving average. So it is very nice. We got that golden cross right over here. So it is very nice. We want to see that sustain. When we were at this bottom out level, we did get a very, very volatile candle right here. As you do see, we came all the way down to that 200-day moving average, bounced off it, and from there, really it was, simply a nice move up. Okay, but besides the matter, I'm going to go over the daily volume. You do see that the volume has increased. It is pretty nice. It definitely doesn't beat the trend of the little short squeeze over here, where if I pull up the volume, we were setting, approximately around 100 million volume a day, really on the least. But as of right now, we did set 15 million volume for today, which isn't too bad considering that, this very flat range around here, we kind of were averaging 10 to 12 million. So although it actually isn't a very big increase, actually not 15 million, 13.77 million. So if I go to the hourly, you can see the volume better. You do see that we did get an increase in volume, in particular green volume, which is very nice for the longs, for the bulls. So you definitely do like that, if you're buying the stock, if you hold shares in the stock. If we can sustain this nice green volume and potentially increase, then, those levels at that $16 level and that $16.75 will be a lot easier to breach. Okay, so besides the matter, we will go to the daily just to look at the price action. So I'm going to delete all these lines since it is a little cluttered, but you do see that on the daily. We did have this nice consolidation phase where, the buyers have really just been stepping up to the plate and doing their job. Right, if I draw this trend line on the daily, you do see that really we do have that, nice consolidation phase where we are getting ready for the next move up or down. And if we do break above that's really that $16 level, which I did mention, we simply have wicks above it on the daily as well. So if we can't get a nice candle to hold and close above it, and then from there get above that 1686, then I think it would be very fair to say that, we might come test that $18 level, that 1820 level. As from then, we will be breaking out of a consolidation phase, which we have done for around 20 days or so. Okay, so definitely keep an eye on this. This is an area of value for the bears. Whenever the price gets around this range, right, they do like to sell and to short it down, preferably to that support around that 1360, 1370, anywhere around there. Okay, so we do got to see if the bears will prevail to do that as they did in the past, around here and here and here. We will see how that plays out. But with all that being to the side, I definitely could drag out this video, but I don't do that on this channel. So, if you like the video, definitely like, subscribe. Keep an eye on the RSI, the MACD, as it does look very nice. The moving averages, the cup and handle formation that is playing out, and the top of this range. With that being said, have a good day. I do mean that genuinely. Take it easy, guys. Peace.